Welcome to 86, where the nights run long and the stories hit quick. From the back of the house to the front row mix, we talk real life hospitality unfiltered because we on 86, baby. What's up? It's your boy Chef Vern here, and welcome to another 86 episode. Hope everybody had a beautiful Friday. Definitely it's Friday. I had to go ahead and brain and think about it real quick. In this episode, we taking it way back to culinary school, 2012. I'm kind of showing my age a little bit, but that's cool. Way back to culinary school. This is me and this man were roommates, B312 for life. We were roommates. We didn't share any classes together, but culinary school was definitely where I met him. You know, one of the most real people in culinary school, one of the best bakers that I've seen, one of the best bread makers. You know, he got the whole sourdough series. We'll get into that, but I want y'all to welcome Chef Tim Joyner Matz.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
No problem, man. No problem, man. Thank you for
B312 for
coming to
real.
86. B312 for real, Tim. You already know. B312 for real. Man, culinary school was so long ago, man. So long ago. It feels like yesterday, but this, like you said, the last time we spoke was 13, almost 13 years ago.
Yeah, it's been,
Last time we seen each other, 13 years ago.
yeah, this industry really kind of does that to you. It's just like for good
Mm-hmm.
and for bad, the stressful parts, but also like the very up and coming parts of the industry. It
Yep.
just goes by so quickly. And you're like, it's been like 3 years since I've done that,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
7 years
exactly.
since that, and 12 years since, gaining all the knowledge that has put us in this
Mm-hmm.
career spots that we're both in right now.
Yep.
Kind of
Exactly.
crazy.
Exactly. And also, when it comes to like our roommate situation, you know, me and you are the only two people who still pursue culinary out of our roommate.
I was gonna say, like, I know,
Because we had
yeah,
Phil and we had Ron. And I
yeah,
and I know Ron left like first semester to go do like radiology or something. He
yeah.
just
And he
moved
was,
out.
and then Phil's in the Coast Guard, Navy,
Oh, yep.
some,
I did see that. I think he did go to the Navy, maybe like
yeah.
not fresh out of culinary school, probably a couple of years ago, maybe 4 to 5 years ago. But we the only
I was
two
gonna
left.
say only 2 months. I mean, honestly, I don't know if there's a whole handful of us from our graduating culinary class that are kind of still chucking around. There's probably,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say like 20 of us. Like it is a diff. Like the industry's the industry. Like there's
The industry
no
does that to you. Yep.
like,
Yep. Everybody
eh,
think that, you know, at the moment everybody wants it, but then it's like once you're into it and you've done it for years, you're like, I don't know if I want to do this
you know,
anymore. Do something else.
but yeah, it's where once you get to that one point and you're at the plateau of the industry, like you're like I'm stuck. I'm not stuck in it, but I know what to
Hmm.
expect. So you could just
Exactly.
kind of keep rolling. It gets smooth after a time. Like
Yep.
straight out
Yep.
culinary school is kind of tough, but like once
Hmm.
you catch your stride, it's a lot
Yeah,
more
you good now.
manageable. Yeah.
Yep. I agree. Okay, so let's get right into it. So how did you get started in culinary?
Ooh, that's probably one of my favorite stories to tell
Oh, okay.
people. Like it was actually in my admissions letter to IUP, the to anybody who doesn't know
Mhm.
the our culinary school.
Yep.
But all throughout high school, I actually wanted to be an engineer. I wanted to be a mechanical or a nuclear engineer, like up to probably junior year. And I kind of hit um, kind of some obstacles in calculus and physics class.
Yeah.
It's just it wasn't for me, so I had to kind
Yeah.
of pick a different route to go really quickly because it was kind of coming down. And I always remembered growing up, I would always watch the Food Network shows. Growing
Hmm.
up, like being a kid at my grandparents' house on like a snow day or something, and they always had Legos with us. So I'll
Hmm.
be watching like Bobby Flay or Rachel Ray,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
emeralds and stuff. And
Yeah.
I would start, cooking with the Legos I have.
Yeah.
Putting
Oh,
the
that's
green
cool.
Legos
Okay.
as some of like the garnish at the end. And I always went back to like that was fun. And I actually started, in teenage years making some grilled cheese, the stuff that you can always
Hmm.
make as a
Yeah.
teenager.
Hmm.
And I was like, sorry. I was like, I I think I would be, happy doing that because I'd make cakes and stuff as well.
Hmm.
And just throw out some letters to IUP and Johnson and Wales, I believe. And maybe like a week later, IUP came back and was like, "Yeah, you're admitted." So I was like, "No turning back now. Like, let's
Yeah.
get in there."
Yeah.
And the way that IUP was like for me, being the pastry and baking side that I've been in, I truly appreciated the way that they kind of had it structured where you had to go through culinary for a year.
Yeah, yep.
Regardless of if you were going to try to be a pastry or a bread baker for the rest of your life, just to gain that knowledge of everything.
Yep.
So when I got there and I was like, man, there's so much more into cooking than just stuff you just kind of learn along the way. So it was just kind of something I always remembered, like helping grandma around Thanksgiving and Christmas time, just watching them.
Holidays,
watching my grandpa. He would always carve the turkey, and my mom would make the mashed potatoes and the vegetables and the gravy from scratch, and always watching that and being like, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's like, so it's always a fun story because we were like, you wanted to be an engineer for like majority of your high school years, and I was like, yeah, and then the path showed up in a different way, and went down that path, and I haven't really turned back in that last 13 years or so.
Exactly. So I want to ask about Johnson Wales. Did you get a response back from them?
No. I was kind of waiting to see if I had it, but then having IUP come back so quickly, like that's always that's been kind of my feeling towards the outside party being interested in you in all sorts of my career so far, is how quickly I get a response. Because then that means that I'm interested in y'all, and then
y'all interested in me.
Establishment is extremely interested in me. So it's like that quick connection that I was able to just be like, you know what? I don't really need to hear from Johnson Wales. They would have been nice, but IUP's here. They're excited to welcome me in, and I'm excited to get started. So I was like, why not? And then, of course, having you as a roommate. I mean, best part of it, really.
I appreciate that. That's real. Okay, now we in culinary school. Who was your favorite teacher, and what was your favorite class?
Just in culinary school?
Yeah, it's culinary school.
I want to say either Chef Fitting or Chef Kapusta. I like Chef Kapusta because he kind of reminded me of some of the chefs I've been working under.
Yeah.
Out in the actual industry, where it was not going to reward you for every little tiny thing that you should be doing well. But if you're doing something very consistently well, or you've done something that's quite difficult and you're doing it very, proficiently, that they would reward you. It's not a nice little like, hey, keep up the good work. But he would also be on you if you're not, doing what you expect. So if he expects a certain sauce to be made and soup stocks and sauces, and you're not making it to that point, he's not going to be like, oh, better luck next time. He's going to be like, you got to make that hollandaise right. It can't be that. It can't be curdled. It can't be too loose. Like, kind of was on you. So, this is the place you can make your mistakes. These classes are where you can make your mistakes, and they'll let you know. Because if you're doing it in the industry and you have to make hollandaise for like 100 people and you mess that up, it's not going to be a good time.
Oh boy.
But Chef Fitting was such a man with a lot of knowledge. That gave you the freedom to do everything. I had him for fish and shellfish class. And that was more of just like make plates with, I'll give you a protein. It's almost like chopped. I'll give you a protein, make a plate, and then I'll critique it on, the creativity that you can bring to the plate.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to say Chef Kapusta though, because I had him for 3 classes. And I really liked Chef Kapusta. I had him for intro to baking.
Probably Garmage.
So I had him intro to baking, Garmage, and then soup stocks and sauces.
Oh, okay. So you got a dose of Chef Kapusta.
And as I said, he was really just kind of like very supportive, but also like wouldn't take any mess that you might have been doing. As a whole class, like he was like, look, this is class, so shut up. Let's get to work. I'll shut up. Because there's a few times where we were being a little bit loud and while he was teaching, and he'd just be like, you know what, figure it out yourself, and walk out of the classroom. And we'd be like, 5 minutes into class, what does he mean?
Exactly.
Then he'll come back with like 5 minutes to go and be like, this is what I mean. Like, I'm the teacher. Let me do my stuff.
Yeah.
So who was yours?
I would think Kapusta too. Like, even though I don't know if you remember when I first got to culinary school, I had a boot on my foot because I was playing basketball that previous summer. And I remember the first 2 days, I didn't have a uniform. I just had a t-shirt and like pants, and I had the boot. And I was walking around the kitchen, slipping and sliding. And the Kapusta was like, "Yeah, man, you can't have your boot in here." And I was like, "Well, I just came back from the hospital. They said I got to wear this about 3 weeks. So what's going on?"
What's gonna happen?
Yeah, exactly. Like, he was like, "Well, it's like a hazard, so you got to kind of figure it out." So I was like, "All right, eventually I stopped wearing the boot." But man, you're right. Kapusta definitely was somebody who will let you know if you're doing something wrong and if you're acting like out of character in the kitchen. And he was not afraid to let you know in front of everybody. It was this one culinary student that we had, like peer, I should say. And Kapusta was teaching, I think he was teaching about lamb shank, like how to break down a lamb shank. And the guy was asleep standing up. So Kapusta was like, "Hold on." And then he was like, "Wake him up." So somebody said, he was like, "If I'm boring you, you can leave my class." But he yelled it like so loud. And we was like, "Damn, what's going on?" Yeah. And for that whole day, everybody just like was quiet or just locked in. They're like, "Nah, Kapusta is ready to they're ready to kill somebody today."
He's ready to single any one of you out if you
Exactly. We was like, "We're not taking no chances." And my favorite class, I really, really enjoyed summer semester when we had like advanced garmage. They had Chef Nutter had a class where we served like the restaurant. Like, I really, really enjoyed those classes because like you were actually not shown, but you were showing your talents, your abilities, what you learned throughout this 2 semesters that we had. So I forgot what class that was. Maybe it was like intro to dining or something like that, but I really, really enjoyed those classes.
I was gonna say the summer classes were the best because advanced garmage, learning from all of your previous 2 semesters of certain things, and then you're putting it all together and you get to, display. I remember some of the, I think they were tour groups or maybe like open houses, and we'd have to do like big displays of like galantines and tureens and stuff. And that was always so much fun. And
it was super fun. It was super fun.
And being able to have the chance to make food for actual people, as well as being on the other end in front of the house and getting that knowledge
too. Yep.
That was probably one of the most valuable aspects because now you know what the front of the house is going through sometimes.
Yep. Exactly.
You can always be pissed off when certain things that shouldn't go wrong goes wrong, but you also have to be like knowing what could happen just from culinary school, being out front of the house. It was like very important, in my opinion, to kind of know,
Yep, because you're guest facing, so you always have to be able to hold your integrity while everything else around you is like burning the flames. Like, you got to be able to keep composure. So I definitely agree with that. I definitely
absolutely.
Agree. So one thing I want you to touch on, we kind of touched on it a little bit, was the intensity of culinary school, like the day-to-day kind of homework we had, the prep we had to put into being successful the next day. I kind of want your take on that.
So I always tell people it was a lot of hands-on. That's what I'm always been about, is very hands-on. I learned with just being in the moment, using my hands. I can't necessarily do lecture class. And I really like the setup that the culinary school was. It was like an hour of lecture class at like 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
You get very valuable information. You take a half an hour, you go right into the kitchen.
Yep.
And I worked at Airmark too at school, so it was a lot of homework. Like any given day, it was a lot of homework.
Yeah.
It was 3 or 4 classes, and you got like an hour or 2 of classes of homework for each, and it was just, it kind of, to a certain degree, it kind of got you familiar with, long nights in the industry, really.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Like that's a good way to look at that. I never thought about that. That's a good way to perceive that.
Because it's like you wake up at 6 to get to class at 7, and it's 7:30 to what, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the kitchen doing like practicals, and then you go home and you got 3 to 4 hours of homework. And then you also, if you got a job or something, and if you want to have a life outside of work, you're going to bed by 1 o'clock or so. So like, if anything, it just showed you what you need. The caffeine intake that I had in school was probably like in the record books, honestly.
The record books, man.
But it was good.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say it was a good experience because it was very, as I said, very hands on. It wasn't just like this is how you're gonna cook, a dish. It'd be maybe learning about certain ingredients in product identification class
Yeah.
in the morning, and then you go straight into using the items and products that you just learned about that morning to make certain dishes and kind of gain that knowledge. So you can kind of get, for the people who are more book learning aspect, you get that. But then if you're like me and you need to get down,
You
get your hands into it, you get to do that for majority of the day. So
Yeah.
wasn't easy. I'm not going to say it was ever easy because I see so many people being like, what's culinary school like? You just have to turn in a spaghetti by
That's
7 o'clock. And it's just like, well, practicals, mate. Those practical exams, yeah, but also you have to do like a 3-page essay on like where spaghetti was invented. So like,
Yeah.
it's not as easy as you think. That's why
Exactly.
we started out with what 100 some people, and we ended with like 70 or 80.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they was like by the time first like 3 weeks semester started, it was like you're gonna lose a third of your class. So
We're like, no, that's not going to happen.
yeah,
And
exactly. You turn around like, where everybody go? What happened?
you're like, wow, this is half empty.
Yep, exactly. Man, it was and we used to have to make like 5, 6 dishes a day. Like it wasn't just one dish. We would prepare like our protein for 5 to 6 dishes, and we would taste them all. We would execute them all. And everything was from scratch. It wasn't no shortcuts on anything. So we were
Nope.
definitely in the kitchen. It was like you said. It was like 7 to 9. I think it was 7 to 9. It was 10 to like 10:30 or 11 on our little like breakdown before we got to the kitchen, and then it was 11 to 12 was like break. It was 12 to 4:30 all cooking. Like
All
everybody
cooking.
was cooking. Yeah,
Everybody in each of those just cooking
Eat.
away, baking
Yeah.
away, making soup,
Mhm.
stocks, and sauce. Like
Everything.
you got everything that you would ever need to learn about was in there.
Yep. Oh, and one thing I remember the first day I got intro to baking. That first packet of homework was literally 35 pages. Like 35 pages. And I was like, this the first day of homework? 35 pages.
You're like, for intro to baking?
Right. Like, why it can't be 5 pages, it'll be 35 pages, and you had to make sure you did all 35 pages. Or she would basically like say you got a zero for your homework. Like
Yeah.
culinary school was no joke. Like no joke.
Not at all. Like I still got my culinary binders. Got my
Oh, me
culinary
too. Your
baking
portfolio,
binder.
yeah, me too. Yeah,
My
I got
portfolio
mine.
still, I have it right in my bookcase right now. Every
I
time
got
someone
mine
comes
too.
over, they're like, "What's this?" I'm like, "It's my professional portfolio from 13 years ago now."
Yeah,
Like,
it was crazy. Yeah, man, culinary school was definitely fun experience. So I want to ask, where you do your extra? Oh, you said you did externship at the Marriott in New Orleans, correct?
yep. So I think what was it? I think I did mine 2014 at the
Okay. Okay,
Marriott
you
down
did
here.
stay for the baking pastry
Yep.
program. Yep. Okay.
So it was another like 3/4 of a year of the baking program. So right around, I think it was end of May 27th or something of
Yeah.
2014, started up my job at the Marriott New Orleans.
So how was that? Like, so what was that experience like? Being fresh out of culinary school, and I don't want to say this wrong, but your first big boy culinary job. Like, so.
Yeah, like literally, especially with the knowledge you gain, and then you have
Mhm.
to you feel like you have to put that to good use. You can't just let
Yeah.
that. You gained all that knowledge in the past year and a half. You have to you have to use it.
Yep.
It was cool. It was my farthest west I'd ever gone in my life.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was like if I had the chance to go to New Orleans, and I've always wanted to go to New Orleans just because the melting pot of the cultures and cuisines and everything in New Orleans is exactly what people would imagine it to be.
Mhm.
And I got there and I was a little, little anxious, a little nervous because I didn't know what I was getting into for the bakery. I had a French pastry chef, so my mind's going off the rails because I thought he was going to be, the
Yeah.
stereotypical
It was a
pastry
classic
chef.
chef. Yep.
But he turned out to be one of the most soft-spoken, most kind, most supportive, loved teaching you all certain types of
I like
pastries and stuff.
Yeah.
Chef Eads. Oh man, I miss that man. He's retired now. But
Okay, that's good for chef.
yeah, but I actually the first day I met 3 other IEP alumni when I worked
Oh
there.
wow.
There was two in the pastry kitchen, and then there was one in banquets.
Yeah.
And I was like, y'all like for my IP. So I figured out that it was like a 2 to 3 year hiatus that the Marriott had taken off coming to do externships with
Yeah.
IUP. And they were a couple of years before me. And then I came down and it was like, oh, I think it turned out to be like 5 IUP alumni
Oh
in Marriott.
wow.
So it was a
Yeah.
very, like, we all had the knowledge, we all gained what we did from culinary school. And then to be able to then take that and the pastry stuff and then put it into the pastry
Mhm.
department, it was always, as I said, I was there for 7 years. So it was something to this day, I want to get back with Marriott. It was just it's a great place to grow. It's a great place to, as you were saying, it's important to have that integrity to know, guests' experience.
Yeah.
And at Marriott, you do that a lot. Like you're not just cooking in the back of the kitchen. You're doing attendance. You're doing action stations for meetings and people that made from out of the country that are coming in for just a couple days for a convention. You want to make it the best time that you're going to have it. So it was always so much fun, and knowing how it was a high volume,
Like, how about your kitchen? Yep. I believe y'all probably had like 800 rooms. That might be a little too much.
No, I think we had 41 stories. We had 41 floors. So I think I always tell people the biggest function I ever worked was for a bunch of Marriott general managers that came down for a week, and it was 3,500.
Oh wow!
So it was 3,500 within a week, and they were super VIP because they're general managers of all locations of Marriott. So we had to go above and beyond. We were doing apple beignets and s'mores beignets and regular beignets and
that sounds good.
action stations galore. And it was so much fun to gain that type of volume and know how to do so much stuff.
Yeah.
In mass loads, because 99% of that stuff was all from scratch. And it wasn't just for our hotel. Our hotel was the epicenter for all the other Marriotts around the city. So we would do all the baking pastries.
Oh, that's cool.
It was like 12 to 15.
But that's cool.
It was 12 to 15 Marriotts around the city that would order pastries from us that we then deliver. So I was actually one of 2 delivery drivers that would also make the pastries, get all the base pastries boxed up, and then take it to them at the end of the night. Like, it was like that on top of what we have to do in-house. It was a lot of moving parts, but it was so much fun to gain that knowledge of how to do everything so quickly and so efficiently in mass volumes that where I am now, it's to a point piece of cake because it's now it's exponentially smaller. And now you get to pay attention to the details and make everything perfect. So it was like 7 years with Marriott and kind of had to get let go due to the 2020 pandemic and kind of, said it was a good run, but have to get back to work, and hospitality wasn't coming back as quickly as everybody would have hoped. So like I said, I'm gonna make it back to Marriott. There
you go. You have to. You have to.
I have to. Just have to wait for that right place. Maybe overseas.
Right opportunity too. Yep.
Yeah.
Man, you talking about hotels? I worked as a banquet sous chef for the Hilton Atlanta, which is the biggest hotel on the East Coast of like PA, all that. New York is the biggest. I think they have like I want to say like 20 something floors, and I could be wrong about 1,200 rooms. I could be wrong with that, but I know it's a lot of rooms, like a super lot of rooms. And it's more like a conference hotel. So we do like Microsoft, they do like out of country people. And we do have this event called DragonCon, which is a big like anime convention, and 100,000 people flood into Atlanta during like a weekend. Exactly.
Like majority of them are going to stay at our place. So.
Stay at the Hilton. Like parking goes up to $60 a day, and exactly.
It's it's go time when that happens.
Yeah, go time. So those days, like serving 2,000 people banquet. You know, they got all kind of international food. So I definitely resonate. You know, it's not a 3,500, but I definitely resonate with doing mass volume of food. And, you know, once you start to master that and you scale down to something else, you're like, this is super easy. Like,
Yeah.
I could do this in my high school.
People
This
like
is
you
like
don't ever
night and
get
day compared to
stressed.
what I'm used to.
You never get stressed out. It's like
He's I'm
I'm
used
seeing what can really stress you out. When
to
it's a couple
exactly.
thousand, like this is
Yep.
200. Like this is I can do this in my sleep, as you said. Like
Mhm.
it's just motor skills at that point.
Yep, exactly. Now, before we get into your NOLA experience, I want to ask you, so how was it eating at the French Laundry?
Oh my. It
Yeah.
was it was awesome. My family and we kind of do like culinary bucket lists. And
Hmm.
one thing was French Laundry, and we all were just like, you know what? Like, let's save up. Let's go to California. My first time in California,
Yeah.
and it was just as awesome as you'd ever imagine. Everything's pinpoint. I
Hmm.
mean, I'm now in a restaurant that does the tweezers are used quite frequently,
Oh, that's
but
cool. Yeah.
you could really tell how much passion that the cooks themselves, let alone the sous chefs and the executive sous chefs and the chef des cuisine and the executive chef
Yep.
and Chef Thomas Keller, like everybody that gets involved in that, you can tell that through each person there's a level of
Mhm.
passion and
Yep.
perfection they're trying to go for. And it was so awesome that majority of their things are very local, so they actually gave you a pamphlet
Mm.
of where each and every major ingredient comes from. The lamb comes from this part, and this New York strip comes in this part. It's very sustainable. Like they
Mm.
tell you where they want to know. They want you to know where all the ingredients came from,
Right.
and
Right.
they're also like, all your produce is right across the street. My sister and my
Mhm.
brother-in-law actually got there a couple minutes early, and they were able to kind of take a little tour
Yeah.
of all their gardens that they have, and they're
Oh,
like, "This
wow.
is
That's
where we
super.
picked this morning. All the bok choy and the bib lettuce that we used on it.
Yeah.
Like they bring it in, and it was just you felt special
Yeah.
because everybody from the moment we went in and got seated to just the level of the front of the house being perfect. It was
Hmm.
each person. We had a seven top, and I mean
Mm.
seven
Yeah.
tops are kind of rough.
Yeah.
And you had a waiter for each person. It was like
Oh, wow.
traditional French dining. So come in from your I forget right or left and take it from your
Yeah.
like it was like a choreographed dance, honestly.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
at the end of it, we got to have a little tour of the kitchen.
Yeah.
Not my kitchen. So not I don't me and my brother's a head chef back in Pennsylvania too. And we were both in there, and you kind of felt like this is someone else's environment. I'm in the way right now. I can't.
Yeah.
And they're perfectly fine. They're like, no, you can have your picture and stuff. But me and my brother are like they're working hard. Like
Yeah.
if they have to do a couple extra movements because we're in
Mm.
the way, the quality of their food, in their opinion, is probably going to go down. So we're like, all right, let's get out of
Let's
this
go.
kitchen
Yeah.
because it's it's an orchestra back there, and we don't want to mess that up. But
Yeah.
it was
I definitely respect that. I
Yeah,
respect that.
I'd say it was a 10 out of 10 experience to go
Mm.
first, even go to California because I've never
Yeah.
been to California, and then just to have one of the best restaurants in the nation,
Yep.
top 10 in the world, to be able to eat there was just
Yeah.
fantastic.
Man,
It
I
was.
remember I seen that picture. I was like, he went to the French Laundry. I'm like, dude, that's cool.
That's what everybody said, and I was like, I mean, if you
Yeah.
have to, you do it. You do it. Like
Yep.
it is an experience that I truly recommend to anybody that actually that does have that culinary interest and that passion and excitement to.
Hmm.
I watch videos all the time of 2 and 3 star Michelin's restaurants and how they work day to day, and being like that's how they work on the back end. I can
Yeah.
only imagine the type of food that comes out on the front of it and blows you away each and every time.
Was your way. Okay. Okay. Her. Perfect. Now you in NOLA, been in NOLA for, he said 12, 13 years, going on 12 years. So if I came down to Norway, what's the one place that you had to take me to go eat? Now I know you got about 12 of them.
There's
I know you got a lot of
that's the
places.
thing. It's more of like where do I want you not to eat more than where you want to eat. But honestly, I don't I don't want to be too biased, but the restaurant I work at right now is called Restaurant August,
Okay.
and I'd recommend that.
Okay.
Um, you can go to Emerald's. It's a 2 Michelin star now, but it's you're gonna have to be on a wait list and a couple
Wait.
months out.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Heard.
yeah, but Restaurant August, where I work right now as a pastry cook, is fine dining establishment as well. We're Michelin recognized. We're trying to go for a 1 Michelin star, trying to tweak
Heard.
out certain things that could be more beneficial to getting that.
Yep.
But I give people the same kind of spiel that it is comparable to the French Laundry
Okay.
without spending the amount of money to go out to the French Laundry.
Yeah.
You can come to New Orleans and kind of get that same feeling because we do have a prefix menu, a 4 course menu, and then we also have our traditional tasting menu. So it's 9 courses. You get a little bit of everything that our head chefs are some of the most talented guys I've ever worked under.
Yeah.
Or that honestly have seen, just kind of hearing them day to day, kind of come up with the next dishes they want to do and kind of what.
Yeah.
And then the pastry chef that I work under, Chef Timber, does that every way. She works a month ahead, and she's just so precise with what flavors go with which spices, what goes with what major component, and it's a little it's a little art that we get to do. So I always recommend that. I mean,
Okay.
for fine dining, you can always go to. It's called the Petite Grocery.
Okay.
That's a very nice place as well. More comfort food, but kind of giving it a higher elegance than just
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
southern
Real nice place.
Louisiana.
Yep.
Um, Shaya is like an Israeli Middle Eastern restaurant. They have a lot of family oriented kind of family dishes,
Yeah.
but it comes with endless pita bread. So you can just
That's the tea
you
bread.
can the pita bread. Um, as I said, I'd say honestly, August would be my top place if you're
Okay.
really looking for the fine dining
Aspect.
aspect of it. And then honestly, it's so hard to pick a place because
Yeah.
there's so many good places to really. One up and coming one that I'm actually trying to go with my sister soon is Dakar. It's a
Okay.
Senegalese
Okay.
cuisine, and it's actually I believe it's been Michelin recognized as well. It's a
Okay.
very up and coming. It's a James Beard Award winning for the best new restaurant last year, I believe, and it looks it's a cuisine that I haven't been too familiar with. So
Yeah.
seeing what they put together
Mhm.
is like top tier. So I
Yeah.
always it's so hard. Like if you want a po' boy, you can go to Parkway, but you can also go to Mahoney's Po' Boys or Shortstop Po' Boys out in Metairie. There's Perrons in Metairie. There's really
He got
no.
all the places. Okay.
I can give you the list of places you don't want to go to is probably like 2 or 3, and I don't even know those off the top of my head.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's a lot of good places that are like really quality food. Because as I said, New Orleans is a melting pot of cuisine, of culture. That's you can just find some good banh mi's on one end, and you can get good red beans and rice on the other end, and
Yeah.
all
Okay.
the good cuisines.
Okay. So when I come to New Orleans, you're gonna take me on a food tour and we're gonna shoot all kinds. We're going on a food tour.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, man.
You got to be coming down hungry though because
I'm gonna be hungry. I'll be ready to eat. I'll be ready.
oh yeah.
So you mentioned one thing, James Beard Award. Now I know you are familiar with the James Beard Award because you won the James Beard Award for your award-winning pastries. I think there were turnovers, correct? I could be wrong.
Probably. Trying to think. We it might have been at Willow Jean, I believe.
The Willa Jean Award?
So we were recognized for James Beard Award for the spot that I was at prior to my current job. Willie Jean's it's like it's a breakfast, brunch, lunch spot, really.
Okay.
And they are the biscuits that they make actually won a James Beard Award prior to me being there.
Yeah.
But it's something that, once you get that James Beard Award for an item, then you are never putting that
Yeah, never
item off. That's always going to be on the menu.
Yeah.
So when I got there, it was probably one of the coolest biscuits to make because it was almost laminated like a croissant.
Oh, okay.
So it's super buttery, super flaky. It's layered, and it took a lot to make. 80 of them is a batch, and we'd go through 400, 500 a day. Like
that's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah.
It's not an easy one.
I wasn't expecting you to say 4 or 5 days. That's it.
Oh yeah.
That's a lot of dough. That's a lot of biscuit rolling.
Yeah, you're telling me. So yeah, it's a spot that I truly picked up a lot of the quickness that you have to do, because you have a lot of stuff to do, and it's all from scratch, and gotta have it on a timeline. You have to have your production sheets throughout. Like, kind of got me into the field of like where I can really improve on myself to kind of make sure, if I do open a spot myself in years in the future, how to really kind of make it as efficient and fast paced as possible. So
yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. So just correct me if I'm wrong. I know you were I think it was probably the Marriott, but you were making like big batches of these like they were like an apple pastry. And you would record yourself making them, and you would make like 1,000 at a time. And I believe those did win some kind of award or recognition for something.
The apple-filled beignets.
Okay.
We won. It's called the Got Gumbo Festival, and it's each year. It's a United Way kind of charity festival, kind of cook-off, and we won best pastry. It was actually 3 straight years in a row. We made a dessert one year. I think it was like an ice cream sundae with homemade caramel popcorn, and I forget, it was like a caramel custard like bottom.
Yeah.
The second year was the apple beignets. And
Okay.
It was similar to making ravioli. I tell people it's a strenuous process, and we never get 1 or 2 orders of that. It would be like, got 500 to do. You have to make the dough. You got to roll that out really, really thin. You have to you have to fill it. You got to press them. But in the end, when you win the Got Gumbo Festival Award for best desserts in the city, I mean, you can have that up on your wall, which we did. We had, you just need a whole entire balcony for the amount of awards we won. Either
that's so cool.
A few years, I think we won the gumbo, the best gumbo award. And then we won for the ice cream sundae, the apple beignets, and then I believe we made like a Satsuma orange tart one year that won it.
Okay.
So like it was
crazy with the pastry.
That's what I'm saying. Like, when you get a chance to really have a chance to go out your bubble, and have your chefs, Chef Eves, who is our pastry chef, and Chef Sarah, who is our supervisor, kind of allow you to put your insight into coming up with a pastry or dessert that might be able to win an award. It was really, it's passionate to show that passion of, I can work. I'm just a cook here, but I also have certain ideas, and having your supervisor kind of feed into that and being like, oh, well, let me see. It was it kind of kept me on the track that I am today.
Yep.
Like, it kept me being happy to work and be in this industry, even though it's stressful sometimes. Is to be having supervisors kind of feed into you and kind of feed your passion, so then you can kind of keep it at it, because we all know the industry is not easy sometimes. But always having that
happens every day.
Yep. So,
man, that's so cool too. That's really cool. Like, all the awards you win in, and like all the environments you've been a part of that's been super successful amongst like their peers and all that, man, that's cool. Like, that's cool. And that's why you're the master baker, master bread maker.
Hey, I just like making bread. That's all I got to say. Like,
what's your favorite bread to make?
Sourdough.
Sour. Is there any kind of specific sourdough?
So I like traditional sourdough. The one that I figured almost like perfected on my own terms is a flaxseed sourdough. So it's
Okay.
just a tradition. It's your traditional, sourdough, and I put flax seeds and some oregano in with it. And for some reason,
Okay.
I don't know why, but it's always been such a pillowy inside when you bake it
Yeah.
off that you
Mhm.
toast that up. You can use that for anything. You can use that on,
Uh,
avocado toast. You can make a grilled
mhm.
cheese. You can make a mortadella and provolone sandwich.
Yeah.
You can
Okay.
make whatever. But
Okay.
yeah, I've always been, it's the fact it's the whole process of the sourdough, making the sourdough starter
Mm.
and seeing that come alive and feeding it like a baby.
Yep.
And then to see it grow and grow, and then you put that into a dough and you see that, blossom into a good loaf. Like
Hmm.
it's gratifying to you.
Yeah.
So,
That's true.
oh
I
yeah.
believe it. Okay. So, excuse me. So to end off our pod, I got some quick hitters and some this or that for you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right. So, who is your culinary idol?
Baking or culinary?
Oh, baking. Let's do baking. Who's your baking idol?
Oh man, that's a hard one. I want to say honestly, Chef Eves. Chef Eves, shout out to Chef Eves. I don't know if he has
Shout out to
social
Chevy.
media, but just the amount of knowledge he instilled in me
Hmm.
has just been repaid in the past 10 years.
Yeah.
So he was such a kind soul to work under, and
Hmm.
just to even be remotely of how talented he was. If I can
Yeah.
get half of that, like I would be a happy person.
Okay.
Shout
Okay.
out to Chef Eves.
Shout out to Chevy. You got the master baker Tim giving you your props. Shout out to Chevy. All right. Favorite food to eat when you were younger?
Oh, when I was younger, it was always mac and cheese.
Okay.
It baked mac and cheese, Kraft mac and cheese. It doesn't matter. Mac and cheese
I
was.
want the mac and cheese. All right.
I want to say it was kind of plain, but it wasn't ever bad.
Yeah.
Mac and cheese.
Okay.
Give me any type of mac and cheese.
All right, mac and cheese. Okay. Three important lessons you learned in the industry.
Industry. Um, never never be afraid to ask questions
Mhm.
because it just shows that you're wanting to do something correct. To this
Mhm.
day, I still ask questions. Um, just don't ask the same questions multiple times, because then that kind of shows you're not
Mhm. Yeah.
understanding, you're not listening. Um, just be just move with. I always tell people there's similarities, but there's differences in moving with a sense of urgency
Hmm.
and moving with a sense of purpose.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to move with a sense of urgency when something has a strict deadline or something, and
Hmm.
then you can just in your everyday life and in your everyday at work, you got to move with a sense of purpose.
Hmm.
You got something to do, don't lollygag you. So I always, people in the industry always move with a sense of urgency
Yep.
every day. If it's a busy day or if it's a slow day, you still got to have that same sense of urgency of,
Yep.
we got to do stuff. And then always just pay attention to the details. I'm
Yeah.
honored. I'm honored to be in the spot that I am right now, learning so much, and it's the first fine dining establishment job I've had. So it's really kind of getting down to not just the plate, but where each thing is on the plate. And it's a work of art. So really,
Yep.
every plate you put out, every dessert you put out, it's a work of art. So, you want to make it as perfect as you possibly can be. So
Yeah.
always
Perfect.
pay attention to the small little details, because people eat with their eyes before their actual mouth.
Yep.
So
Exactly. Exactly. You ain't lying. You ain't lying. What is your favorite cuisine?
New Orleans, I want to say New Orleans cuisine. New
Okay, New
Orleans
Orleans
cuisine,
cuisine. Okay.
because it's a melting pot. It's an easy answer because it's
Mhm.
kind of a melting pot of all different cuisines.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
it's just it's just rich in culture and it's rich in just flavor,
Okay.
and
Okay.
it's just fantastic. But you have to come down and try it.
Yeah.
You
Oh, yeah.
go,
Trust me. Trust me. Yeah. No, me and the whole family will pull up. We go
oh
pull up
yeah,
through the
come on.
road. Like, okay, now we got some this or that. Coffee or hot chocolate?
Coffee, coffee. Every day.
All right. And now this one right here, this is an important one. Creamy peanut butter or crunchy peanut butter?
Crunchy. I don't know. Crunchy, man.
Come on, Tim. Come on, Tim.
Crunchy. I love crunchy peanut butter. You gotta have the texture. Creamy is just too smooth. You need that. You need that
Thank you.
crunch factor.
Contrast. There you go.
I mean,
Yeah, so that was the perfect. All right, now here go the next one. This is just equally important. Strawberry or grape jelly?
I gotta go with grape.
All right, let's go. I respect
Grape
I'm a
jelly for.
strawberry jelly guy myself, and I respect that.
I mean, grape jelly for if you want to do like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But
Yeah,
I mean, strawberry would be good on like a piece of toast with
yeah.
breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
They each have their own.
Yeah, they own personal uses.
Yep, exactly. So, but I mean, I'm grew up with grape jelly, so it was
Yeah,
that Welch's grape jelly and that
and
sweet bottle all throughout childhood. So,
yeah, in fact. Okay. Do you like sugar or salt in your grits?
oh, never tried sugar. So, I always saw grits as a savory.
Mm-hmm.
Chicken grits and chicken and grits and
Mm-hmm.
grits in your.
Yep. Oh,
But
yeah,
I'm not gonna bash the sugar grits. I can see where that can be tasty. It's like
Mhm.
cream of wheat meets oatmeal. It seems.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
Okay.
it would have to be like it'd be like a dessert grit in this sense.
I was gonna say yeah, it's similar to
Yeah.
some spices in with that and make like a nice
Mhm.
little spiced sugary grits.
Yeah, you can even do like the what's the do an eggnog grit. An eggnog grit might be nice. Yeah, eggnog
You know,
grit.
you're giving me ideas right now. I'm gonna maybe
Make some eggnog grits.
make some sugary eggnog grits tonight for dessert.
Mhm. Yeah, it do sound good though. Yeah.
I
With
mean,
a little bit of maybe a cinnamon stick too. You get some alcohol in there, that'd be real nice.
all right, yeah, well, I'm definitely doing that tonight then.
All right. Drums or flats?
I love my flats.
Okay, flats. All right.
I love my flats. I need them crunchy. I need them crunchy flats. That's all I
Crispy,
gotta say.
super crispy. There you go.
And saucy.
And saucy. Yeah, they gotta be crispy and wet. French toast, pancakes, or waffle?
Man, you're hitting me with some hard ones right
You
here.
went the hard one. Yeah.
I gotta say pancakes, but it's either pancakes or French toast. So I'm gonna say pancakes.
Okay. Okay. Sure. All
But
right.
good fluffy pancake, some maple syrup.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's perfect right there. Now my last one. Soft shell or hard shell?
Soft.
Them your real one. That's okay.
Soft shelled all day.
Oh, yes, soft shell. But Tim, man, I appreciate you coming on 86, man. It's been a blessing.
Appreciate it. It's always great to see you. B312 for
man.
life, you know.
B312 for life, yeah, exactly.
But keep doing your thing. Love seeing your episodes and love seeing your success and all your endeavors that you're going through. And I
Appreciate that.
best of luck. And
definitely will.
let me know when you're down in New Orleans. We got to do a podcast and
Yeah, do a live podcast. Yep.
live podcast and a vlog of everywhere
Yep.
you want to eat down here.
Listen,
Let me know.
just make sure your phone and your Instagram open because when you get a text, I'm on the way. Just be ready to eat.
I'll be ready. I'm gonna fast for a day.
Fast for a day. And this has been 86 show. I'm gonna see you on the next. Peace.